Gucci Mane is so cooked, he's trying to save himself, but it's too late. So we all know Gucci Mane he snitched on Pooh Shiesty. He told the police officers that Pooh Shiesty robbed him, put a gun to his head, and made him sign a contract. He also identified that Big 30 and other people were present. He gave the law enforcement officers Pooh Shiesty's real name, how to find Pooh Shiesty's Instagram. He did all that telling that night that the incident happened. Gucci must have thought he was telling in secret and he was just identifying Pooh Shiesty and he was doing some snitching that was off the record, but the feds put it on the record. The feds put him on blast in their paperwork and let the world know that Gucci Mane identified Big 30, Pooh Shiesty, and everybody present, and he gave information in terms of this robbery and this kidnapping that they're charging Pooh Shiesty with. Well, ever since the feds exposed him, Gucci Mane has been trying to save face. Right, he's been coming forward, like letting the world know, hey man, I'm not cooperating, I'm not gonna cooperate, but it's literally too late.
Pooh Shiesty update. I'm gonna play the clip. The clip puts to bed any idea that Pooh is cooked. You're gonna hear Big 30's lawyer talking about Gucci's plans on testifying. For good measure, the reporter from a respected news outlet out in Texas saying the FBI hasn't exactly heard from Gucci. Check this out.
Interesting thing that we've seen in the last couple of days is that Gucci Mane has come out publicly and said that he's not cooperating with the government.
And it is worth noting that last week we did hear from an FBI agent who said that he had not heard from Gucci Mane either. He also noted that there were no working video cameras inside this recording studio at the time of this incident. Darcy.
If Gucci does not testify, the question of is Pooh cooked comes down to 2 paragraphs in the complaint plus 1 picture. I'll show them to you and walk you through it. What's very interesting about the picture is this is not like what you might imagine the recording studio looks like, with a couch, a bunch of buttons and boards, a glass plate, and then boom, the recording area directly in front of you. It looks like the recording area is somewhat off to the side, completely enclosed. It is not at all clear that anybody in the control room could actually see into the studio. And it's definitely clear that there could be people in parts of the control room who would not be able to see into the recording area at all.
I even know that Gucci Mane has been paying blogs to repost Big 30's lawyer saying that Gucci Mane is not going to cooperate with the feds. Gucci Mane is really concerned with his public reputation. He's really concerned with how people is viewing him. And he don't want to be viewed as a rat, but it's too late. It's too late. You can't do all that telling you did, identifying people, identifying Big 30, Pooh Shiesty, telling them folks everything when you thought it was off the record, but then once they put it on the record, you all of a sudden don't want to speak to the police no more and you shy. But Pooh Shiesty lawyer came and spoke to the public and he essentially put Gucci Mane on blast, right? He revealed that, again, RD, aka Gucci Mane, 100% gave a statement to law enforcement officials the night that the incident happened. He didn't even wait a day. He gave a statement that night. And that Gucci Mane is 100% scheduled to testify against, well, not testify, but he's already scheduled to meet with the FBI again and give a statement according to the FBI in court.
C-O-H-E-N, Saul Zegane, and John Helms.
And any question, just look straight in the middle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we had a bond hearing today and a PC hearing today. I think that the relevant things that were said today that I thought were fascinating were that it took 3 months to build a case. And I think the reason for that was because the statements that were given on the evening that this occurred were very questionable. I think the way that the statements were made, what was made, what allegedly was witnessed and what wasn't witnessed, I think gave great pause to the FBI. The FBI doesn't take 3 months to arrest someone if they believe everything that was said on the night that it occurred. They were involved the first night and then nothing happened for 3 months. In addition to that I thought was quite embarrassing was that an FBI agent says they don't have the resources to keep their eye on an individual. This is allegedly an individual that committed a crime that they then didn't watch to see if the guns were present, if the jewelry was present. And what didn't we hear today? What we didn't hear today is there is no contract, this mystery contract. They have no contract. They have no video of this alleged signing of a contract. They have no guns. They have no jewelry. They have none of that physical evidence. What they have is they have allegedly 5 individuals, one of them being a very well-known individual that is allegedly cooperating with the government and making these allegations against my client and many more.
Y'all know my rule, man. If Pooh Shiesty did this, lock him up and throw away the keys. I have no remorse. But I do think it's disingenuous and dishonest and kind of really absurd that Gucci Mane is the sole reason why Pooh Shiesty was indicted. If Gucci Mane didn't talk to law enforcement officials, if he didn't tell, that night, Pooh Shiesty wouldn't have gotten indicted. They don't have anything on Pooh Shiesty. They have no video footage. They have no weapon. They have nothing. All they had was Gucci Mane's word this happened, and they arrested like Pooh Shiesty. So you can't single-handedly get somebody an indictment and then put out PR about how, oh, we're not working with the feds. Bro, it's too late. You already work with the feds. You already got this man an indictment. He's already under federal indictment because of you, right? Because of you. And, the lawyer kind of went into this, and then towards the end, he kind of broke down how, the feds are saying, like, Gucci Mane plans on cooperating. The feds are saying they got a date already scheduled where they're meeting up with Gucci Mane for him to tell them more about this information.
I'm going to take like 1 or 2 questions and then we're going to scoop.
You're essentially arguing they've got only a he said kind of case, no evidence.
Correct. Yeah, it's very fair. I think that this is it's a he said type of a case. I mean, obviously, there's 5 individuals on one side. What we're missing are the other people that were present in the room, right? The owner of the studio who says he didn't hear anything or see anything. The way they leave the studio, where no one is in concert with anybody else, no one's arguing with anyone else. One of the individuals says, "Hey, can I get my watches back?" Like, the story is quite unusual. And I think that the FBI knew that. I think the investigators knew that it was unusual. And I think that's why it took so long to make the arrest. My main thrust of today was to really push on the evidence and see exactly what they had and when they had. How about this? How about the individual who wrote the complaint, who actually drafted the complaint, who was sitting in the courtroom, who's only been an FBI agent for 4 years, does not take the stand. They put someone else on to say what she wrote in her own complaint when she's sitting in the courtroom. And that's done quite often in gamesmanship because they don't want to put a rookie on the stand and be measured by our legal team.
How far away is this from trial?
Oh, who knows? We're going to get discovery. We'll take a look at their discovery. They're going to say it's ongoing. I mean, think about it. They had 3 months to get this stuff. They had 3 months to get warrants. They didn't get warrants that night. They didn't get warrants the next night. They didn't get warrants the next month. They didn't get warrants the month after. They waited 3 months to get warrants on whether or not there's guns, whether or not there's jewelry. How about their cell phones? How about the computers? That gives me great pause when I see a case that takes that long to get warrants, if you believe everything that was said on the evening that it occurred.
So can you tell me
let me take one from her because she was great last night.
Can you say anything about the identity of RD, and then you also spoke about a social media post you had made?
Correct. So, listen, I don't like when the government puts initials in and everyone takes a guess who they are. We all know who they are, right? I'm not going to say it's this person or that person. That's not my job to do. But certainly there have been media posts of individuals that we suspect were involved in that evening where they're denying that it occurred or they're denying that they're giving statements to the government. I think that's unusual as well because of what the government put forward today seems to negate those statements, but we'll have to see how this all shakes out.
Pooh Shiesty is coming home, man. This reminds me of the Young Thug case, and it's really similar. How the feds, well, not the feds, but the state got Young Thug for this RICO under the testimony of YSL Woody. But then when YSL Woody came to court, he changed up his entire statements and testimony and told them folks he lied about everything on Young Thug. He lied about Young Thug, and that got Young Thug free. Well, Young Thug didn't beat the case. He pled guilty, but they was forced to give him a plea deal because of that. In the case of Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty is coming home because everybody else who was in the like in the studio when it happens, they didn't have access to the control room. The control room is closed off. You can't see in the control room. So because nobody else could see in the control room, only Gucci could see. Well, Gucci was the only one who could testify. And the feds was under the understanding that Gucci Mane was willing to work because he was talking and giving statements the night it happened. But when they went public and the public put pressure on Gucci Mane, now all of a sudden he want to keep it gangster and he ain't got nothing to say. Too late. Now, here's where Pooh Shiesty's lawyer, Bradford Cohen, he then reveals the Fed said in court today, they got a date scheduled with not only Gucci Mane, but with everybody who was present that day to give statements and hear from him. And those statements will be used against Pooh Shiesty in court.
Listen, guys, Sam and I have had many, many cases together, right? We just finished a case a couple of years ago in San Francisco on the Cash App murder case. And whenever I talk to individuals, whenever I talk to the media, I always say this is not a straight road. It's always a very winding road. So we never know where things are going to take us. We got to look at the evidence as it comes in, and we'll see what's there. I'm just shocked that, you know, when they say there might be video out there, they don't have it. There might be this mystery contract, they don't have it. Oh, they were at Staples, you know, making copies. It's just a total guess. So, we're not here to guess. I'm here to look at the evidence, to weigh the evidence, and to make the best decision based on that evidence.
What your client just stays in detention until what?
Yeah, currently he'll stay in detention. We'll get discovery. We'll start going through that. There's going to be several motions that we're going to file, obviously, in the next couple of weeks, but that'll all come out. We'll get comments there.
So did the feds even interview any of the people? Did the feds even interview any of the people yet? Any of the alleged victims?
So my understanding is the FBI has, over the past 3 or 4 months, has interviewed none of the alleged victims, and allegedly they all have future dates to give statements. But I have no idea if that's true. We're basing it on what the agent said on the stand, that each one of those witnesses from that evening is going to appear and give a statement to the federal authorities.
So RD never made a statement as of now?
Not to the FBI, but that evening it appears from the material that they produced and from the agent's testimony is that RD gave a statement that evening, but since that evening has not given another statement. But the FBI said in the future they're all scheduled to give statements, so we'll have to see.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think Gucci Mane might F around and get himself some type of obstruction charge, right? Because if you're somebody who has already cooperated at some point, you already have given information at some point, can't the Fed subpoena you to come and say the same thing you told them, on the stand? Or you at least got to come and say, yo, I'll plead the fifth. Or right? The Feds can make you come and give a statement or testify if you've already been engaged with them and working with them and giving statements to them. So, this is going to catch Gucci Mane, I think, an obstruction charge or something, man. But either way, I don't think this is going to work. I think when we look back at this case and at this trial, we're going to think about Gucci Mane like giving Pooh Shiesty an indictment. We're not going to say, oh, my God, Gucci, you only told the law enforcement officials, but then when the feds got involved, you didn't speak. Man, nobody is going to remember. People will remember you getting Pooh Shiesty an indictment. All that, I don't want to take the stand, it's too late, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man? I think it's over and cooked for Gucci Mane, man. Now, Pooh Shiesty was denied bond, which was obviously, predictable. But let me know what y'all think about this, man. Is Gucci Mane saving his reputation, or do you still think he's a rat? And if you're still watching this video, click on this video right here to find out how Corey Holcomb just made the biggest mistake of his life. I'm going to see you guys in this Corey Holcomb video. And if you enjoyed this video, click the like button. And after you like it, there's a hype button that pops up. Click the hype button to push my videos in the algorithm. That's the best way to show support, is sending a hype. Is 100% free. So send me a hype to this video, please. I'm going to see you guys in this Corey Holcomb video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.